Hello and welcome! Silrace here with Mechwarrior Online. I want to talk about Roughneck, my initial thoughts on this whole thing and so forth. MechCon is behind us, Roughneck was announced and is out there for pre-ordering. Background footage is there just for your distraction while I talk about this stuff. Now, to me it was an eventuality. This is something I have thought of for a long time. It was an eventuality until PGI came up with a mech of their own. Like, just added into the game and tried to make it part the Battletech lore and all that stuff. However, I admit I was hoping it would take them a longer time, like we would see more actual like lore mechs before it came to that point. I was hoping for that, but hey, we're getting Roughneck now. There are a few annoying things about this Roughneck though, to me personally. It is a 65-ton heavy mech. We have what? At the time of making this video, I believe we have 7 65-ton heavy mechs already. Unless somehow I miscalculated that, but I believe we have 7. So this adds one more to that. I was kind of hoping it would be a light mech, or possibly a medium mech, but nope, it's a 65-ton heavy mech. And another annoying thing is that it has the better variants locked behind the supplemental packages, not in the base package of the, pre-order. No, the Hero Mech is one of the better ones and so forth. A little bit annoying, but I guess not unfeasible to see them like, okay, buy more mech so we can fund this Mechwarrior 5 project and so on. But that is another discussion. I'm here to talk about Roughneck. One thing to mention to everybody who is up in arms about there being a non-lore mech added to the game right now. Do you remember Mechwarrior 4 days? Maybe you do. Do you remember also then that Microsoft added 7 of their own designs into Mechwarrior 4, which were not part of lore of Battletech back then? They were unique new designs by Microsoft. 7 of them added into that game. One of those designs has been consistently asked for on Mechwarrior Online forums even. Mad Cat Mark II. That was a design by Microsoft. Another one I remember is UCL, but I can't for the life of me remember what the other 5 were. I remember there being 7, Mad Cat Mark II, UCL being 2, but what the other 5 were, well, somebody please post the rest of them in a comment below. Anyway, that's something to remember, because over the history of the Battletech franchise, other things have been added into the franchise from whoever happened to be holding the license at the time, essentially. So from that point of view, I am not really mad that PGI is coming up with their own mech and adding it to the game. I'm not really all that mad. Like, I would have preferred to see more older lore stuff. However, we are also now veering away from the Battletech then, right? From the actual tabletop old Battletech, because more, things which weren't in are being added in. As in, we are getting a brand new mech which has never been in existence before in the lore. Is now being added in. And that means, well, what all else might we see change for good or bad? To be moving away from the actual, Battletech lore, or from the actual tabletop rule set. Are we going to see a complete and utter revamp of the damage and range models of all the weapons? Maybe that is overdue, actually. Maybe that is needed to make Mechwarrior Online a better game overall. But is it something anybody would want? I don't know. I can't tell for sure. But it's a possibility now. Because essentially, this kind of adding a brand new, never seen, imaginary creation into the game could suddenly cause this influx of, well, we added a make of our own, let's change everything else as well. Because, we now have the creative freedom, or, opening the floodgates, essentially, for the creative freedom to do whatever else with the franchise. So, yeah. Overall, I am not going to be pre-ordering Roughneck. I don't think this is worth my money. I don't think so, personally. But I am not really all that sad about it being added either. I'm just a little afraid of what else might come afterwards, since the gates are kind of open now. Anyway, new mech pack to be bought for everybody. I guess there is that. Thank you very, very much for listening. Hopefully this was, eye-opening to somebody who at least had forgotten that Microsoft also added a whole lot of designs to Mechwarrior 4. And so PGI only adding one mech by now seems kind of reasonable to me so far. Anyway, thank you very, very much for listening.